Greetings. We are on October the 16th. This is day 4 of the world's biggest analog. We are checking in from the MWEZI 1 habitat at the edge of the Chalbi Desert. And we are coming to you live and direct with some information to keep you updated on what's happening. For those of you who are following us for the first time, the MWEZI 1 mission is the first and only African lunar analog habitat participating in the world's biggest analog, which is itself a history-making research project being executed by the Analog Astronaut Foundation. It has a total of 16 analog missions around the world. If I could remember correctly, there are 10 missions who are doing Mars and 6 who are doing lunar analogs. And this mission, MWEZI 1, and MWEZI, by the way, is Swahili for moon, is the first and only African habitat in the conversation. So we're delighted to keep you up to date on what we're doing. And this is an attempt to ensure that all of us, people who are concerned about ensuring space for all, are made aware of what's possible and what is happening. So today we want to bring you up to date with what is going on. You, if you're coming for the first time, may not know this, but our habitat facility, which is we call Moon-Based Camp, or Moon-Based Camp consists of 2 physical facilities that were designed specifically for this purpose. They are 7-celled hexayurt. One of the hexayurt constructions, the one which is occupied by our crew, which is the habitat, was constructed by the crew themselves and members of Mission Control, most of whom are members of the Machakos Gala Rover Scouts movement. In Mission Control, so in the habitat, we have 7 astronauts from the Machakos University Gala Rover Crew Scouts movement, and our mission commander is from Uganda, based in Ireland, and she is serving as Mission Control. She actually is a space systems engineer in real life. And in Mission Control, we also are joined by 8 students from Machakos who are serving as members of the Mission Control team, one of whom we'll hear from later is our power systems engineer. And in the course of the coming days, you'll be hearing from different members of our crew who'll be bringing you up to date on what they've been doing, what they're learning, and how important this analog assimilation is for them learning to address and solve challenges here on Earth. MWEZI 1 Habitat has a 2-fold mission. We want to ensure that Africa has a place in space as we move from being earthbound to a space-faring civilization. Bear in mind the plans to return humans to the moon on a permanent basis beginning in the year 2027. And our second purpose is to ensure a broader understanding and acknowledgement of the critical importance of space for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, and certainly for achieving the goals of the Africa 2063 agenda. But let me introduce you to the people that you see with me here in our Mission Control Operations Common Room. On my left, we have Bernard, who is our Mission Control Educational Outreach Officer. And on my right, we have Evans, who is our Power Engineer. I'd like to turn the floor to Bernard, who will tell you more about specifically what has been happening in the last 24 to 48 hours. Bernard, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Claire. I'm Bernard Rugut, Educational and Outreach Officer, Mission Control at MWEZI 1 Habitat, the biggest open Africa habitat at Marsabit here in Kenya. The challenges that we are facing here is that of water. We had a challenge of water yesterday, and we need to refill our 5,000 liter tank that we are using for cooking, for bathing, and for us as Mission Control. The ones that we had refilled we had used it up because here at Marsabit the weather and everything is so hot, so the water that we had refilled earlier had gone out, so we had to refill another one tomorrow. And we had to also add the drinking water, because the drinking water here, because of the weather, we were supposed to use 1.5 liters each and every day, but because of the weather we had to add another another 500 ml for us to be able to drink 2 liters each and every day. And the supplies, also the supplies of other supplies was a challenge, and we had to also travel back to the market and get other supplies. And the biggest to that, we underestimated the number of people that they were going to be in the mission, and we bought the food that the supplies that we bought wasn't enough, and we had to arrange again for us to go back to the market and buy other supplies, of which we did it tomorrow. And for now, the issue had been settled, and we are having the enough supplement of supplies that we needed to use throughout the entire mission, and we are so much grateful. The transport from here to because we are in the interior, we are in northern Kenya. The transport from Marsabit to the market is so challenging. We're using the public means. So we for you to travel, you need to arrange your traveling time. You need to book the space you need to book a space 2 days earlier for you to be able to travel from where we are to the market. And with those few remarks, I would like to introduce Evans Evans, our engineer here, for him to take us through the highlights of 48 hours down the line about the energy that we are using. Okay, welcome Evans. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Bernard. My name is Evan Gundi Wangari. I'm a student at Machakos University, one of the partner institutions in this project. We are here in Marsabit, Kenya, in the MWEZI 1 base camp. At MWEZI 1 base camp, as Dr. Claire stated before, we have two facilities. We have the habitat, the Open Africa habitat, and we have the Mission Control Center. So for the habitat, we've been working with the system engineering officer to ensure that they are using energy, utilizing it optimally. So like yesterday, they did well. Their solar plant, which we have installed, generated a total of 3.7 kilowatts hour. They were able to use 74% of the entire total energy generated, that is 2.7 kilowatt hour. So most of their consumption are usually in the morning hours while they are using the electric kettle to prepare their breakfast. So from Mission Control Center, yesterday, in the last 24 hours, we were able to generate a total of 3.7 kilowatt hours, and the center consumed 78% of the entire total energy generated. So we are actually really doing well on the energy generation and energy consumption. So we also tried to utilize the sun rays, which is the main source of energy, where we were able to use a battery bank, and an inverter, which is stored in the airlock. So that is used basically to power up the entire Mission Control Center, the laptops, for the computing infrastructure for doing research, supporting our electrical appliances. But now for the lighting, we were able to actually implement solar lanterns and solar hand lamps, which are assisting us to optimally harvest energy from solar. So I'll be giving you updates on how we are doing in terms of energy. So stay tuned. See you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're just really very excited and proud to know that all our solar power systems have been also built by a team of Machakos led by Evans and Stanley Mwaniki, who is not here. Hopefully he'll be joining us in the course of the next 7 days or 8 days that are remaining of our mission. So we are on day 4, and we are very excited to hear from one of our partners. We're waiting to hear from a communications officer, Zippy, who represents Machakos, who has been ensuring that we are ready and up to go. If anybody can make sure she's ready to go. I know that we've had some challenges with the internet as well, but we have been able to get them repaired to some extent, even to say we had to bring the modem and the extender from Nairobi and from the new key. Yesterday when we went to the market, there was an attempt to identify an additional modem. There was none. So we really have a chance. It seems like the Machakas people are not able to join us, and so we will skip our partner moment and go straight into our next thing, which is to get you aware of what's coming next. So we do have with us we are just to let you know, we are also embedded at a elementary school, the Tigo Elementary School, and we are really pleased to know that we have been able to have one of our experts who are here, Dr. Meredith Smart, who's an educator, work with some of the teachers to begin to present ways in which we can involve the elements of space literacy, astronomy, and other elements into the curriculum of the students here. I must say that this school is renowned in the science and STEM space. They are winners of 2, not 1, but 2 national prizes for research done, research designed. One of their research is an egg incubator, a solar-powered egg incubator, which is to be a hatchery. Another is a plastic bottle-sized house, which we certainly would like to look at as a potential for us to develop a life-size version for our future camps here. And they also have a biogas digester, which we also want to look at moving it from prototype to an experimental size to see if we can utilize that here. We are using a combination of portable water flush systems as well as compost systems for solid waste stream and management. And so the bioremediation systems are things we're going to spend more time on our mission 2. Our mission 1 really was to focus mostly on the power systems, and I feel that we have mastered that. And so our second mission, which should take place sometime early in the first quarter of next year, hopefully, will focus on mastering our solid waste and water management systems. So with that, we have come to the end of this briefing. We didn't have any visitors today, no guests today, and so we have no questions and answers. I guess we should be actually checking our Facebook to see if anybody is asking questions, but we will answer the Facebook questions later if we see questions. Again, please stay tuned. This evening at 7 p.m. Kenya time, 5 p.m. West Coast of Africa time, and noon U.S. East Coast time, we will have our common room where you can talk, interact, tell us stories. We'll tell you stories. We'll also be interacting with other experts. Today, we will be talking to our Nigerian counterparts who were part of our virtual simulation we took part in last week during World Space Week, Living in Space theme area. And tomorrow, we anticipate having Dr. Nsombi Jaja as well as Mr. Francois, who was a part of our electric power system team and one of the sponsors of the power system for this mission. So with that, I'd like to say over and out. And as we say here in Marsabit, MWEZI to the moon, Kwani Yota to the stars.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.